Welcome to Meta TV with the Gaffer, Jamie McKim, and myself, Irish Marky. Gaffer, first off, it was your first Marymass Derby last night. What was your thoughts on the overall event and occasion?
I was looking forward to it, Marky. I think it's something I'd obviously done a bit of homework into, a bit of research into before we led into the game last night, and it was more about informing the players on Thursday, showing a few clips and stuff. But overall, really enjoyed it. I must say, I'm much looking forward to more next year when it's at home, because I think it'll add so much more to the spectacle. I think you'll get more spectators. You obviously don't have the rush. Um, for kick-off because of the lack of the lighting later on and stuff as well. So I did enjoy it, but again, I think I'd look more forward to next year.
Next year, obviously, will be the 100th edition of it, so I'm looking forward to that one myself as well. On the game itself, then, what were your thoughts on the 90 minutes, the performance?
I've got to be honest. I think we were, without being disrespectful, I think we were very, very dominant in the game. I felt that we had the majority of possession. We created a lot of chances, and I think the scoreline reflects the game fairly, to be honest. But what I will say is, I thought they had a couple of half chances and almost made the most of them. I don't think we were overly caused major problems, but there were a few instances where they put some pressure on our goal. But I thought we dealt with that fairly well, and I was delighted with the performance of the players last night. I think, listen, if you know going into the game, you know that the pressure's on us to go and win, and I felt that we delivered.
Your starting 11, then, there was a few changes. Were they players who, over the last number of weeks in training and coming off the bench, forced their way into your starting 11, or was it giving players minutes, or was it a bit of mixture of both?
Definitely a mixture of both. I think there is obviously a few enforced changes in the back line. Um, I think the whole back four that played was unrecognisable for our first couple of league games. The whole back four that had played the league games were out. Obviously, Petts and Davo came in at centre half and were excellent, and Benji came in at right back and Gunner at left back. And to be fair, I thought we just looked natural, as if that was the strongest back four. Um, I thought we looked good at that point, and then I think Davy Anderson comes into the team last night, who deservedly over the last couple of weeks has worked really hard to get Sale back in, and was excellent again. And we changed a system and shape last night in terms of playing the two strikers and also Jojo off the left. So there was changes for various reasons, but I felt that they benefited the team.
The first two goals in the first half, obviously, we went in 2-0 at half time. First one straight off the training ground, second one, a bit of individual brilliance, but there was 8 passes in that phase of play. But you're happy with the first two goals because they looked outstanding from Ventura.
Aye. Listen, that's the second time we've scored a goal for the set play routine. So it's something that will come into our play at times, but you can't use it too often, or opponents kind of switch on and can capitalise on it, which did actually happen against Petershill. But obviously, it's nice to see, and it's a great finish for Kyle. And then the second one for Jojo's, as you said, about individual brilliance. And I think you can see for the celebration, he really enjoyed that as well.
With the exception of Kyle, obviously the guy knows what the goal is. There's goals coming from various different positions across the pitch. So that must please you that it's not one or two you're relying on. Everyone seems to be able to find the back of the net when we get into that
Listen,
final third.
this is where my frustration came from after the Ardrossan game, with so many players unavailable. The strength that we have in the squad is the squad, and it's us in numbers having that moment after an hour or so when maybe teams tire, or we can bring fresh legs on that's of a similar level of what we're bringing off, and it makes a big difference, you know. So it pushes us on, especially at later stages of the games. It's bringing goals from defenders, midfielders, attackers. It's pleasing to see, and it's something that we did have in mind going into the summer that we wanted. You can see the goals and assists coming for the midfield area in particular has been excellent from the start of the season to support the forwards. So listen, we're in a good place with it, and long may it continue.
One of the joys of having the VO, as you know, I'm on holidays. I woke up this morning at 7:30, had the iPad out, was able to watch the game back straight away. There's a lot of stuff that I've seen in the game that's come direct from the training ground. So I know from watching training on Tuesdays and Thursdays since you've come in, it's not the same training session every week, but you hammer home that you want things done a specific way, and it's really starting to show now on the pitch.
I think it's listen. I think now you can't deny that we have an identity when we have the ball. There's certain things that we're trying to achieve. We have a shape and a structure. and without the ball, we're well organised and we're trying to play a certain way. Being a club that's part time and you train 2 nights a week, it's difficult to implement everything straight away. What I will say is the training sessions are always varied, they're different, but we have the same message all the time, and that consistency is really key to what we want to achieve. The guys need to be crystal clear in terms of what we want, and that's where the analysis, pre-match, post-match, and the training sessions, as you said, stuff coming off the training pitch, it needs to give the same message all the time. And the best thing I can say at the moment is the guys are absolutely buying in.
Definitely. But just on the consistency and the analysis, I have to give the two scouts and Bernie credit. Once again, what the players were told, regardless to whether Irvine Vicks are in the Premier Division or the Fourth Division, it made no difference. And it's the same respect shown to every team we play. The guys done the homework, and yet again, the pack that the players got, they went out and executed, and they knew what to expect. And it showed over the 90 minutes. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. Listen, that's the thing that we show Irvine Vicks. We show every opponent the same respect and the quality of the work that the guys do in terms of the scouting and the analysis. And then I've got to say that the club supporting that as well. It's it's good to see, and it's a big part of what we do. It's not just. I was actually having a conversation with Jamie Bartley last night about it's all right me coming in and saying I want to play this way and I want to bring the ice bath in, the recovery boots in, we want to bring the best kit, but I need the support from the club to do that. I need the likes of yourself, Willie Gemmell, bringing the kit, setting up, clearing up, taking the stuff away, supporting, looking after the players, Wally giving the feedback, coming in, giving his bit, Bernie doing the analysis stuff. It's very much a team effort, and the two scouts giving up the time on the Saturday that go out and watch the games as well. It's everybody working together, and that's what the strength of our group is at the moment. And that's why I say about the squad, it's not just an 11 or a 12. It's a squad of 21 at the moment. And everybody's playing their part.
Aye, big Kersel, yeah, the goalkeeping coach, he'd have been happy last night with another clean sheet. And obviously
I wasn't going to.
the
I wasn't
keepers,
going to mention him, to be fair, just because of the clean sheet. I prefer mentioning him when there's a wee bit more to work on and there's a conceded goal. But aye, listen, it's probably, to be honest, something that I've lacked over the years is having somebody like Alan who's so strong-minded, and he's brilliant with the goalkeepers. So
yeah,
as I said to the whole group, and if I don't say about Caddy as well making me look so calm on the touchline, it's just a group effort, and everybody's playing their part. So listen, again, it's just, I know we're talking about different areas, but from that 1-1 last night, you can see everything coming together, and I just need that consistency to keep building.
indeed. On building then, Irvine Vicks last night, yes, they're in the Fourth Division. There's a lot of their squad are ex-Meta development squad players who won their conference a couple of seasons ago. Some of them have actually made appearances in the Meta first team over the last season or two. Anyone in particular stand out from the Vicks last night that you might keep an eye on going forward?
Last night, I can't listen. I've got to say, I thought our boys were dominant last night, but I know some of the Vicks boys very well. Obviously, I know Kevin Adam was. I also went to school with Kevin, and the young boys that are the likes of young Ethan O'Hare and Youssef. They're actually young boys that I would have preferred were still part of the Meda group in the summer when I spoke to them, but obviously they had to go away and search a kind of first team football. But Ethan will have a good future in the game. Youssef will have a good future. Two boys with great potential that obviously need to drop a few levels to get their games in initially, but I'm pretty sure they'll work their way back up in coming years. And you can see they're doing very well at the moment in the league that they're in. You can see Ethan's the left-sided defenders are hard to come by. We're very fortunate in terms of the ones that we have.
Yeah,
And then with Youssef, it's that kind of the boy who's got that tenacity, the aggression, the physicality to get about the pitch. And I'm pretty sure in the years to come they will have strong positive moves.
definitely. Obviously, we've had a bit of a frantic start to the season with midweek games on a Wednesday night, which interrupt our training Tuesday, Thursday. We've a free weekend coming up. There's no fixture this coming Saturday. So our next fixture is back in the league again, and it's Irvine Vicks at New Voluntary Park,
Let's
September
fix.
6th. Whitless Vicks at 2 p.m. So that's where all the focus is now.
Aye, absolutely. So listen, we've got a couple of strong training weeks coming up just to get us ready for that, and we need to be ready to go because obviously the wee blip last week against Ardrossan, and the most important thing now is to start to put a bit of momentum together in the league again because that's where our priorities lie this year.
Indeed, indeed. Well, listen, that's you. First Marymass Derby done and dusted. You're 1-1. So congratulations and well done.
Thanks, mate.
All right, I'll get talking to you soon.
Cheers, Market.